The Every Point Sports Podcast featuring Greg and Jack starts right now.
Oh, welcome in, everyone. NFL Week 15. I am Jack Stache from Fantasy Farm Stores. We have the old gamer GK Entertainment, Greg Kratzer, with us. How are we feeling, Greg?
Oh, we're doing great. My Niners kind of stunk it up on Thursday night, but besides that, we're doing good. Everybody knows I'm not expecting too much from them anymore. We're
They
pretty
kicked
much
a lot of
done.
field
Put a
goals.
stake in us, we're done. But besides that, we are doing just peachy.
You don't sound peachy.
Listen, I'm trying to put on a facade here. Really, I'm teared up inside that my Niners are pissing me off. I don't understand. Well, I do understand. We've talked about it off air with Kyle. We think he's pretty much done. We're out is welcome. We need to start from we need a fresh start. Not a full reboot, but a nice fresh start. But we don't want to stick on my Niners the whole time because they played Thursday night. They let me down, hit the under on it, took the Niners too, lost out on that. So not really happy. But besides that, it is Sunday. It's time to make some money. Some nice educated bets.
Let me tell you about some uneducated bets that I made yesterday. Guys, I always tell you to bet. Sometimes I like to gamble. You roll the dice and you hope it turns up your way. Yesterday, I had no education. I bet Army, and I didn't know. I bet their record. I tell you not to do that when you're betting, but when you're gambling, I like to have some fun.
But in your defense, Army has been a top team all year. They have beat everybody in front of them except for one team. So listen, I get it.
Here's what happened. I was talking to a bunch of I was working, and I was talking to a bunch of these guys that were watching the game at the bar, and they were talking about how good Army was, and they got me hyped for Army. So I took Army. 10 minutes later, so I'm cheering for Army. Go Army! They're like, hey, buddy, just let you know, we told you that Army was really good, but we're Navy guys. And I went, oh. How dare you trick me into this Army massacre? They're getting absolutely killed by Navy. Navy's moving the ball at will, so I had to get out of the bet like I do tell you to do sometimes. And I flipped sides and went to Navy. Salvaged some money, but I was still down. Then I took, what did I do? I went into the Mississippi State versus McNeese game. Took Mississippi State. Pushed our money back up. What else was I going to do? Now I was down like $15 on the day. I took a Division II favorite. Oh, yeah, baby. I went crazy. I took a Division II favorites. They were like minus 600. I wanted my money back. That's just sometimes you get in a groove and you're just like, you know what? That's my money. I know how I'm going to get it back. And I was rolling, baby. I took the Division II and I won that. I was down a total of $9.70, and then I took a look at what other live games were being played currently, and I went and took a table tennis player. Oh yeah, I don't care. That's what happens, guys, when you get rolling with me.
Listen, what Jack is trying to make it sound good. Table tennis. You guys know what that is, right? It's ping pong. All right, ping pong, guys. He bet on ping pong.
Listen, the guy was minus. The guy was in the. This is how I do it. This is how. Don't you dare laugh at me. This is how I do it. If the guy's the favorite and he's already won the first set, and it appears as though he's going to. I think he was 5. Yeah, he was 5-4 in the second set, right? But he was down like 30 love. So you're like, he's in a little bit of trouble, but he's the best player, right? You got to do your research first and find this guy's name that you can barely spell on Google. I did this. Anyway, I ended up winning that and put my account back at $48.05. So I was down $1.95 on the day, all the way up.
Nice.
Whatever. That's how you got to do it sometimes. So I'm ready for today. I'll bet kickers today, baby. I bet ping pong last night. I'll bet kickers today. What's our first game on the docket?
1 second here.
I'm rip roaring.
All right, first game on the docket. Let's bring up our feed here. Let's see here. Our first game, we got the Kansas City Chiefs at the Browns. Hold on, let me share our screen here. So we have that.
Waiting for what? Oh, there it is. The DraftKings is being loaded up, guys.
Okay,
All right, so
our first game, we got the where we at here. We got the Chiefs at the Browns. Chiefs are getting 4.5. Over under is 41.5. Chiefs are at negative 225 money line. Browns are at plus 185 money line.
to me,
What's that?
To me, this is a roulette table game.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And there's many things. You could bet the numbers, right? You could bet evens, you could bet odds, you can bet red, or you can bet black. Whichever, your fancy is. Some people put a nickel on the numbers and hey, I'm on lucky 13, whatever. But eventually Kansas City is going to blow a team out. Kansas City hasn't covered at all. If you guys are cold up north, don't buy a Kansas City blanket because it's not going to cover you. Okay, it'll get blown off of you. You'll be wondering where it's going, strolling somewhere in the wind. I think everyone has looked at what the Browns have been doing with Jameis Winston, and look, they're fine, right? They've been doing well.
They're better than fine. Their offense, they're the number since Winston has taken over. They're the number 3 offense in the NFL.
Yeah,
number 3 offense in NFL. So they're better than fine.
I get that. I just think that Kansas City is finally due to cover. There have been so many games this year where you're just sitting there ripping your hair out, and finally you read all the tea leaves and you go, it's the Browns. The Browns are finally good. The Browns will either win or they'll lose by 3. I think you're wrong. I really do. I think that we're starting to get into playoff season here. Right? The Chiefs have a terrible schedule the next couple weeks, and I feel like it's very important for them to get one to where you could show the tape to them a couple weeks from now and go, wow, that was really, we play like that and we're a really good team. I think it's this game.
Okay.
I really do.
I could see that. I think the opposite, though. I'm going with the trends. Kansas City has not beaten anybody by a lot of points yet. I'm keeping with that. Like I said before, the Browns are the number 3 offense in the league. I think that's great. They can get at the quarterback. The Chiefs have shown that their line is susceptible to the pass rush. So I am going with the points here. I am taking the 4.5 points. I liked it why the Browns were getting 4. I like it even better at 4.5. You could definitely be right. This could be a game where finally the Chiefs get in playoff mode. They start putting together a full game. I'm just keeping with the trends right now. The trends are showing that Kansas City can't but win by more than a field goal. The Browns are playing way better ball, a lot more inspired ball. I think this is going to be more of a game like the Pittsburgh Steelers game, that Monday night game. I think this is kind of going to be the way it's going to play out. The Browns are going to really try to control the clock. And this is the type of game that Winston shines in. Everybody's kind of saying, oh, the Chiefs, the Chiefs, the Chiefs. And Winston's going to be like, well, wait a minute here. We got some stuff going on here. We're number 3 offense in the league since I took over. I think I'm going to show this team something. So to be honest, I think I'm going to go with the Browns today. Just because I'm going to keep with the trends. Could this be a buck in the trend? You could definitely be right. I am not saying that in the least bit. What you say sounds a little bit better than what I'm saying. But again, I want to keep with the trends right now until that trend's bucked.
Right. And so again, I call it a roulette table game, right? Because we've all stood at the table, right? And the number, it just keeps red. 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 This is like the 9th red in a row. And I don't care who you are. I listen, I've seen 30 Reds in a row, but I don't care who you are. You take a look at that board and you see 9 Reds in a row, you will take your money and put it on black. It's human nature. It feels right. Kansas City's barely scraping by. They're not. Eventually, there will be a game where there is no more scraping, and I do think that Cleveland will participate in this game. I do, but I think 4 points. I'll take Kansas City. Kansas City's going to win this game. Cleveland's
4.5. It's at now 4.5.
Yeah.
It was at 4 when I was getting around for the podcast this morning, getting my shower and everything, listening to a couple other podcasts that are out there. A lot of people like the Browns at 4. The Wise Guys did. I like them better at 4.5. Yeah, I my bet's with the Browns today. I'm not going to put anything big on them, but I'm definitely taking the Browns over Kansas City with the 4.5 points. There's going to be no teases here. There's going to be no money lines here. I'm taking my points.
Oh, I would take Kansas City money line.
Okay. All right. But listen, I could very well see an upset here.
All right.
I could really see an upset here. I'm just saying. Kansas City has been on a roll. They're due to lose one.
No, I get it, but will God forgive Jameis Winston's interceptions? He's been praying on it.
Well, even with the 2 pick sixes a couple games ago, they were still in that game.
He's just crazy, I think.
You know what? I love it. I love it.
I don't even think
what they should do. Just have crab legs hanging from the goalpost, and I think they're good.
I don't even think he thinks he sold them. He's still in admission.
Listen, if there's one guy that I like hearing their pregame speech, it's him, because he's all the hell over, all over.
Oh,
I love it.
Yeah, he's
I sit there, I crack up. I'm in tears half the time when I'm listening to him.
He's like a cross between Ray Lewis and Cam Newton.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, on drugs though. On drugs.
Yeah, well, like, guys, I know it feels like you're spinning, but this earth is flat. You're like, oh my God, it does feel flat now. It feels flat. Is that why you threw an interception? Because you thought maybe it might be spinning? You felt a little spin. Crazy.
All right, guys. Jack likes Kansas City here. I like the Browns here. I like the points. Jack, do you like points or you like just the money line here?
I like Kansas City on the money line. Don't get cute.
Okay.
They don't cover, so.
All right. I like the Browns with the points. I'll take the 4.5. I'm not touching a money line. Plus 185 isn't enough for me even to gamble on that money line. So I'll take the points and bet on it. All right. Next, we got the Cincinnati Bengals against Jack's. I'll say his third favorite team. We got the Cincinnati Bengals at the Tennessee Titans. Bengals are giving 6. Over under is 46.5. Bengals are at negative 250. Tennessee's at plus 205. I like the Bengals here. I listen, I will not be on. There's 3 teams that I can't stand anymore because every time I take them, I get screwed on them. Tennessee is 1, Cardinals is the other, and the Jets is the 3rd team. I'm done with all 3 of them.
You're done with them. Yeah, I get it. I do. I completely understand the Tennessee. Because the Tennessee Titans don't have a coach.
Listen, I get it, but I took them in spite of them because Levis was playing so well.
It's Tommy Callahan's brother.
You know.
And if you guys don't know the character Tommy Callahan, that was Chris Farley in the movie Tommy Boy. It's the Callahans, right? Yeah, you can get a good look at a bull if you stick your head up. It's
up a bull's ass, but what you would rather take the butcher's word for it?
Yeah, well, Tennessee's coaching staff has their head up the bull's tail, all right?
And they can't tell you whether it's a T-bone steak or a flank steak.
It's just embarrassing. Like, I can, after a couple beverages on Sunday, I'm drawing up X's and O's that are much better. They couldn't figure out. This would drive me absolutely crazy. We talked last week about how, difficult Mac Jones can be, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he walked over to Brian Thomas Jr. and he patted him on the shoulder pads. Brian Thomas looked at him like a ghost. He just walked on by, right? And Mac Jones was like, "All right, well, yeah, I understand. I'm not your guy. It's Trevor's your guy, and
Mhm.
I'm just kind of the substitute teacher here." And he threw him every single pass he possibly could for the rest of the game, so he'd be friends with him. Like, I
Mhm.
mean, everything. Every comeback, every single he had like 15 targets. And Brian Thomas started nodding to him and recognizing them and good pass and all this other stuff. Tennessee didn't see any of it. They
Mhm.
didn't see that he was just trying to make friends with the wide receiver, and they did nothing to move coverage. I just they're a joke, and I feel really bad because Will Levis's career's in their hands, and he's got a
Mhm.
cannon. It's
Yeah.
really sad.
So I do like the Bengals here. 6 points is a lot. This would be a game that I would possibly tease to get that down. Um, as much trash as I'm talking about the Titans, the Bengals are right there too. I mean, they learn how to lose games during the game because of their defense. Their offense is incredible. Burrow's having an unbelievable year. Chase is having an unbelievable year. Their running back, what's his name? Brown. He's having a nice year,
He
you
is.
know? But their defense is taking them out of games week in, week out. But this is a game that I think the Bengals will win despite of their defense, but I don't like the 6 points. I really don't. I don't like the 6 points, but I don't like it enough to take Tennessee getting 6 points.
Do you know what we both love though? You just said it
Not
twice.
taking this game at all.
No, you didn't say that. Absolutely not. Guys, there are games where everything is just you could talk about it, right? And it just hits the answers just keep hitting you in the head, right?
Mhm,
The Bengals defense is terrible.
mhm.
Absolutely a joke. Laughable at times,
Oh,
right?
yeah,
Like
borderline worst ever. Borderline.
I signed Cooper Rush to 4 teams that don't have a quarterback last week, watching him play against the Bengals defense.
Mhm,
Let's make no mistake. Will Levis is a much greater talent than
mhm,
Cooper Rush is. I love over 46.5 points. It's easy. That's stealing. Easy money, stealing. 46.5.
yeah, I
Tennessee
like it.
scored. Tennessee
Yeah, I
scored
like that.
20.
Mhm,
And but they didn't really do much against Jacksonville had a real good defense to start the year.
mhm,
Remember, when they played Miami could not move the ball. It just so happens that Trevor Lawrence threw balls to the other team that put them in advantageous situations.
mhm,
But let's not pretend like Jacksonville doesn't have a bunch of young cats that will smack you.
mhm.
Whereas the Bengals are baby tigers, or should I say paper tigers.
Mhm. I agree,
Give me the
I agree.
46.5. I'll
Yeah,
circle it
I like
on
that.
the board.
I like that. Oh,
I knew you would.
speaking of that, why don't we do this?
Oh,
Why don't
here
we
we
take
go.
Oh, yeah, here we go. Why don't we take
Teasing
the
time.
over? Yes, the over and the Bengals. We're teasing it down to where it's a pick 'em with the Bengals, and the
Okay.
over under drops to 40.5.
Oh, that's stealing.
Oh my,
That's
come
stealing.
on. We both
I
like the Bengals here, right?
see that.
We both
Yeah,
like
we
the
do.
Bengals
We
to
do.
win. We just don't know if they're gonna win by 6, correct?
Yeah. Yeah.
So let's tease it down to a pick 'em.
You
And we
promised
both
me you
love
weren't
the
taking
over
this game.
here.
You promised me you weren't taking it. I'm not touching this game.
That's what I
All of a
said. Now
sudden,
Jack talks to me, and I'm freaking all right. I'm writing this down now so I know what to take.
we found your table tennis.
The over T. All right, it's wrote down. I will
Oh
put
my
it
god,
in
you
as
really
soon
gonna
as
write it
we are
down.
done.
Be careful, guys. I'm a dangerous guy. I can convince you of anything. I am dangerous.
All right.
What's
All right.
next on our
If you guys
docket?
are first win of the day, this is the first guaranteed win of the day. Bengals plus the over. Tease it down.
No sweat bet, baby. I'm not even
Yep.
watching that game. For real.
Love it. Next, we got the Washington Commanders against the New Orleans Saints. Commanders are giving 8. Over under is 44.5. Money line, negative 375 for the Commanders, plus 295 for the Saints. Saints have been playing a lot better ball recently since the interim coach has taken over. And one of the reasons why they're playing a lot better, if you guys watched us About a month ago when the interim coach did take over, I let you guys know that Carr came out and said that during practice, he has ran the most plays he has ran. I forget how long he said, but the whole time he's been with the Raiders or the Saints, he has run more plays in practice than those two teams. So since then, they've been playing a lot better. Are they playing better enough to where I like them over Washington? I don't think so. Washington's playing really good ball. I don't like the 8 points though. I don't even like this game teased down. To be honest
You
with you,
know,
I don't like this game at all. I
you know,
really don't.
you know who
I
the
think the
starting quarterback
Commanders are going to win, but you can't bet a money line that's negative 375. You're not going to make anything off of it.
Do you know who the starting quarterback is for the New Orleans Saints?
Who? It's not going to be car or bicycle.
It's not the bicycle. The bicycle is broken.
Oh,
Caught a
okay.
spike in a bus. No, he's injured. And they're down to like a practice squad guy.
Oh,
I
really?
yeah,
I know Taysom Hill. He's done, so he won't be in there.
you know, so that's where they're at. You know, they're not even starting Rattler. If they were going to start Rattler, I'd sit there and go, well, you know, this is an enticing 7.5, 8 points because I think the kid could keep up and sling it. He's not even playing.
Yeah.
So this is clearly throwing in the towel. I mean, you don't think it is, right? But it's clearly throwing in the towel.
Okay.
New Orleans is not even going to participate here.
My question for you though is the Saints still bad enough not to score any on Washington's horrible defense? That's the thing. Can the Saints do just enough against that bad defense just to keep it within the point spread, within those 8 points?
You know how many? Okay, so Washington defense is terrible, right?
Yeah.
Not terrible. They've got
Offense is great. Offense is great. Jalen is playing out of his mind. He's playing great. Played better at the beginning of the year, but he's still playing good ball.
But we still have to understand though that this is not a practice squad defense. This is a starting defense in the NFL. Right? All
That's
this
what you want to call it.
Well, but all this kid has seen is practice squad defense.
Who?
You know, and I understand that like
the guy coming in for the Saints.
yeah, that's all he's seen.
Okay. Uh-huh.
And they're instructed not to hit him. It's to me, lightning does strike the same place multiple times. But I mean, this kid's not going to be Brock Purdy. He's not.
Mhm.
They're just kind of going, hey, you know, you did really well with the practice squad all year. You get to play in the NFL. That's what to me was happening here. We say that you can't take Washington on the money line. I think this is an easy parlay game. Look at New Orleans is at home. There's no weather. There's no real problems here.
Mm-hmm.
7.5. There's no way Kamara is going to see the second half either. I'm very sorry for all you Kamara fantasy owners. Not going to play.
Mm-hmm.
They're not doing it because he's going to be traded next year. This is a rebuild.
Okay, I do like adding the money line into a parlay.
Yeah. When we parlay games, I don't look at. I just want to take sure games. That's all I'm interested in. I'm only interested in taking sure fire bets when I'm doing parlays. I'm not going, oh, well, this game will be close, so I'll put that with this game that's not going to be close. I want blowouts, baby. Give me blowouts.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I want. I only want blowouts. Give me blowouts. You know, so that's how I feel. There is no way New Orleans. Look at N-O, New Orleans. No. There's no way they're going to win. 7.5 points at home. They might as well not show up.
Mm-hmm.
Give me the Commanders on the money line, and we'll figure out some other place to pair them later. How about that?
Okay, the guy's name is Jake Haener. Haener? Haener.
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 No,
That's who's starting.
What's a popular
Carr would likely be considered for backup role in this game in case of an absolute emergency.
New Orleans Saints, ready? The popular phrase up in Northeast Pennsylvania is Haener or no.
Haener or no?
No.
Yeah,
Haener.
I'm with you on this. take the Commanders money line on a parlay.
And don't watch it.
Throughout this podcast, I will give you guys a parlay to use this Commanders pick with.
All right. I'm in.
All right. Next.
Otherwise,
okay. So both of us are high on Washington's money line for a parlay.
crickets for this game. Boring.
Yeah. Oh, absolute. Yeah. Next, we got the Baltimore Ravens at the New York Giants. Talking about a team that has quit. Ravens are at negative, are giving 16.5. Holy crap. That's the biggest line I've seen this year yet. Over under is 43.5. Ravens are at negative 1,800 money line. Giants are at plus 1,000.
What do you laugh? Tommy DeVito's going to win this game.
Dude, listen. This is a game. Listen, if you guys want to gamble a little bit, I'm not saying the Giants are going to win at all. But if somebody wants to win a shit ton of money, this is a game to win a shit ton of money with a money line like this.
Hey, what
Plus
about the pizza
1,000?
guy's son? The pizza
What's
guy's
that?
son. Tommy DeVito. He's good, right?
Tommy DeVito, yeah. Listen,
He's
I don't
not
think
good.
chance in hell the Giants win this game.
I had
Not
something.
even close.
Look at I don't want to insult anyone, right? But here's a little fun tidbit. Ready? I had someone ask me whether they would start, and I understand what he is and the talent level. But when we're talking about teams wanting to participate, the Giants are not on the list. Malik Neighbors versus Shakir. Shakir being the Buffalo Bills wide receiver, who are going to be in a game where they'll need him today. Whereas Neighbors will probably run 40 to 50 routes and not really trying to get this. You think he's trying to end his NFL career and take a head blow or lose a leg late? He's not trying to do that. This is why when you try and draft fantasy players, you not only draft them because of their talent, you draft them because at the end of the year, they'll be in competitive games. Otherwise, they will not be playing. They're not going to be playing. The talent level for Neighbors is higher than Shakir. True.
Mm-hmm. Oh, absolutely.
He's got no significance with the doughboy throwing him the ball. Tommy DeVito. Listen, it was a great story last year. Last year's over. And guess what? This year's almost over too. Tommy DeVito's over. The Giants are over. If you want to take that 16.5, I would wait for the Ravens to score their first touchdown. And then I would take more
way
points.
up. Yeah.
It's going to jump up. It's going to jump up to 30. Alternate lines will be fun here. 30. And you know what? You might want the 30.5. I'm just promising you things.
16.5. That's a lot, but it's still not enough for me to take the Giants.
Not at all. Give me the Ravens on the money line, but
yeah. I mean money line's negative 1,800.
Take every Neighbors under you could find too, because don't sit here and think to yourself or try and fool or kid yourself and go, but they're going to be playing from behind. Oh just my God. If Brian Dable puts Neighbors in the game when they are down by 20, the owner will walk downstairs himself. He'll be downstairs on the field asking for his keys.
That's what's going to happen. If you guys put a $10 bet on the money line on the Ravens, you're only making 55 cents, guys.
You'd be better off betting table tennis than betting on the Giants today. I'm not joking.
All right.
I'm not joking whatsoever.
All right. You are better off.
I know.
Okay, so we both like the Ravens here. There's not enough meat on the bones here for me to take anything.
Nope.
So next we got Miami Dolphins at the Houston Texans. This should be a really good game. Miami is getting 2.5. Over under is 46.5. Miami's at plus 114 money line. Texans are at negative 135 money line. Jack, who do you like here while I try to find my AirPod?
I don't like this game. How about that? I think that Miami's a really talented team. The Texans are minus 2.5. I like Stroud. I think they're a better defensive team. I'm trying to talk myself. Yeah, I'm trying to talk myself into Miami because I still think that there's a slim chance that they get into the playoffs. The Texans have wrapped it up. I think that that defense, um, since knocking Trevor Lawrence out, has to be a little careful. I'm not saying they go soft, but I do think that Miami's a team to where you have to scratch and claw and keep wrangled a little bit because they're so quick and they have a ton of speed. I like the Dolphins to upset the Texans today in Houston. I understand how good the Texans are, but I think Miami really needs it. And I think if this becomes a track meet, I like the Dolphins in a track meet on the road, needing one. I think McDaniels does a good job. No weather, right? That's kind of how I feel.
Okay.
What do you think? How do you feel about that?
I hear everything you're saying.
Oh, here we go.
I'm just not sold on the Dolphins when it comes to them playing a plus 500 team or a good plus 500 team. Is what I mean. I do think the Texans has just enough to get by the Dolphins. It is at the Texans, so I like that. Which it really doesn't affect the Dolphins that much. If it was cold weather, it'd be a lot more, but it's warm. They're a warm weather team. They'll be fine. To be honest with you, I don't know about this game. I really don't.
I don't love it.
I can make points for both teams winning. This is a game I am staying as far away from as I possibly can. Not because I don't like either team, it's because I like both teams.
I don't love it. I just think that I guess the Texans have looked flat lately. I don't know. You know what it is? I think that despite his attitude at times, Stephon Diggs brings juice to that team. He does. And I know that they don't need him and they have Collins and they have other weapons. He just kind of brings some juice. And I think that Miami's going to come in with some swagger, knowing that they need a win to keep any window open and alive. And I think that they have the talent to get it done. And that's why they've played a lot of close games this year. And, Miami's good on the road. They don't get smoked. They don't not fight. That sometimes they just come up short. I think this could be one of those games where here's what I think happens. I think the Texans probably score the first 3 points of the game. Then it goes and Miami scores 7. And all of a sudden this 2.5 while you're betting gets flipped to the other side. And you sat there and went, oh, I was on the wrong side.
Yeah.
And it stays that way all game. Miami controls it. That's what I think happens here. I really, really believe that.
See, the thing that really where I have reservations on is that the Houston's Texans defense could show up. And if they show up, watch out.
I think but I said when you're looking for your earbud, I think since the Trevor Lawrence problem, that defense has to be very careful. And when you have to be very careful. And because the Houston Texans are a playoff team, if you knock somebody else out, you will get. Guys, I know that you don't want to believe in this. You will get 0 calls in the playoffs if you knock another player out. And Miami, you're going to get 0 calls. So you have to be very careful here. Plus, Miami has all this speed. They're not going to let you grab. They're not going to let you scratch. They're not going to let you do any of the stuff that you're used to doing as a Texans defensive player. So how are you going to slow down Miami? Weather. Well, there isn't any. What do we got then? If you just look at the talent that's going to be on the field, Miami's going to run past them.
Listen, they have speed all over, and you know how I feel about speed. I feel like speed could overcome a lot. I just don't know about this game. I really don't. I always have a good feeling one way or another, usually about a game, and this is one of those games that I like both teams. I really do. If they were playing any other teams, I'd probably pick Miami, and I'd probably pick the Texans.
Yeah, I know, but
unfortunately, they're playing each other, and this is a game I want to watch. I do. But this is a game that I like both teams too much to where I'm going to take one as far as a bet. I'm not teasing. I'm not putting them in a parlay. I'm not touching this game because I feel like it could go either way very easily.
I know we love this Texans defense because they hit and they're a tough team and they're run fantastically.
Mm-hmm.
But it is difficult to kind of, get it out of your head what the Tennessee Titans did to them a couple weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you think if you think Will Levis and nobody can do that to you, be very careful here. Because if you think that team, wide receiver wise, was talented, and they are not, you better watch out because Tyreek Hill is coming. And Mike McDaniel is going to
Has he
spread.
been injured lately or what?
No. It's they're trying to get everyone involved because they know that if they're a playoff team, they just can't go to Hill. So in doing that, they've kind of spread their theme and their offense a little thin by trying to find other playmakers. And that's what they're trying to do. And that's why he's been quiet. McDaniel goes,
And
hey,
they have playmakers on that team. It's just Tyreek Hill is on a whole nother level. Even with him getting up there a little bit in age, he's still on a whole nother level.
I think they want you to forget about him so they can get everything settled on this side of the field. And then all of a sudden, bang, right? All of a sudden, like the guy's, it's almost, he's been throwing a lot of jabs. Usually he throws a hook. And all of a sudden you're in the 9th round and he hooks you. And you're like, oh my God, that hurts. I think that's what they're trying to do. I'm taking Miami here.
Okay. All right. Jack's taking Miami. This is a game that I'm not touching. So guys, follow his advice. Take Miami, make a little money. I don't have enough confidence in either team right now to pick a winner. So I'm not touching it.
Last time I felt like this too, by the way, about a game that we just kind of batted back and forth was last week about the Rams. Remember I said, I'm taking the Rams.
Yep. And if you guys took the Rams on a money line last week, you listened to Jack at all, you guys mopped up. If you listen to me, you lost.
Well,
I did take a tease though on one of them, and I did hit on the Bills with the tease. But the bet that I told you guys to take with the points, I lost out on it too. So,
in case you guys
like I said, if you guys listened to Jack last week, you guys made bank on that because if I remember correctly, that money line was up there pretty good.
In case you guys are wondering, I am looking at, I really like that. I'm looking at Will Levis player props. That's right, because that's all we've done is make money with him. I know it's a little off topic because we got another game coming our way, but 218.5 yards passing. That's what his over-under is set at. Joe Burrow's is set at 276.5. Which one would you prefer? I will take.
It's pretty much no-brainer.
I will take the Mayo Man, Will Levis. Spread it on thick and wait for him to come back into that game after Burrow throws for 3 touchdowns and 260 yards. What's our next game on the docket, huh?
Our next game, we got the Dallas Cowboys against the Carolina Panthers. What a toilet bowl this is. Plus 205 for the Dallas Cowboys. Over-under is 42. Dallas is plus 120. Panthers are at negative 142. Panthers have been playing way better ball recently. Bryce Young is actually starting to look like an NFL quarterback now. So this is a game that could really go the other way. Towards the Panthers. I just think Dallas is playing a little bit better ball right now. Their defense, since Parson has come back, has been stepped up. What's his name? The running back, Dwells?
Rico Dowdle.
What is it?
Rico Dowdle.
Dowell. He has been playing really good running back role since they benched Elliott. I think the running game has become a lot better since he has taken over. So this, I am going to take Dallas. I'm going to take the 2.5 points. I'm going to run with that. You're getting with the 2.5 points, guys. You're getting plus 100, so you're getting even money.
So you're right. All the things you said, 110%. I watched that Bengals Cowboys game last week, and the most important player in that game kind of sheds a little bit of light on this game. And the most important player in that game, I believe, is Micah Parsons.
Mhm.
I think he's out. I
Parsons
think,
is out?
yeah, no. I think like his bags are packed. He won't be back in
Oh,
Dallas next year.
you mean as far as, being on Dallas, just done?
Yeah, but when you're out, you're out. He's gonna make sure he doesn't listen. He had a conversation when he walked off the field. The game was over after that special teams play. He couldn't
Mhm.
believe it and walked off the field. He walked off the
Oh,
field
you
with his
seen
heart.
him sitting on the bench shaking his head in disgust.
Yeah, because Micah Parsons has been part of a good program in his lifetime.
Mhm.
This is not a good program. This is not a good and, you know, Jerry Jones very upset, almost heartbroken. And we hate Jerry. Listen, Jerry loves the Cowboys. If anybody loves you love like Jerry Jones loved the Cowboys, hold on to that person because he loves them. And what broke his heart, I believe, is he knows that he has to fire McCarthy.
Mhm.
He
Yeah,
knows he has
yeah,
to fire
yeah.
McCarthy, and I think another thing that was very interesting that transpired this week, I'll congratulate him, but I think it has to do a little bit with this story, right? I think a little part of me thinks that Bill Belichick wanted this Dallas job,
Mhm.
and he didn't get a phone call after Monday night's debacle. Didn't even get, "Hey, Bill, you know, I'd like to meet you for lunch." Not even a call. And he went, "You know what? That's fine. If you think Mike McCarthy or the next guy that you're gonna bring in here can coach better than I can, good for you, because I
Mhm.
would never teach a special teams play like that. That I'd rip the rest of my hair out, and that guy'd be running laps until he couldn't breathe. No, for real.
Yeah.
Bill Belichick cut his teeth in this league as a special teams coach, then moved defensive coordinator, and then, you know, has a full handful of Super Bowls. And if you're not going to at least call me, then you don't love your team enough to not let it fail.
Mhm.
And I think there's a little bit of that here. I think Dallas is cooked. I think Parsons is done. He's going to have to fire McCarthy and bring in someone that players can once again believe in. Give me the
Mhm.
Panthers because they like Canales.
Okay.
They
Alright.
fight for him.
Listen, I agree with everything you said about the Cowboys, moving on and, for next year and everything, firing, their coach and hiring somebody else, but
He doesn't want to.
this game itself, I think, Dallas has enough on offense and enough defensively to get by the, much better played Carolina Panthers. So for
I
this,
think you
I
like
do like
Dallas
the
here?
Cowboys. Yeah,
You
I
like the
do.
Cowboys here?
Yeah, I like the Cowboys here. Yeah, I like the 2.5 getting the 2.5 points. Yep.
I just think it's gonna be I think what's listen, you're in Carolina and you have a team. Again, I think the Cowboys are gonna run the plays,
Mhm,
and
mhm.
running the plays doesn't get it done. Action during the plays gets it done. I just don't think you're gonna see much action. I think you're gonna see a team come out that's flat. You're going to see Dallas down 10-0 quickly, and just, McCarthy won't make the next week.
Mhm. I don't agree with that. I think if Jerry Jones was gonna fire him, he would have been fired already. Fired during the season, I should say. He would have been fired already. There's only 3 weeks left in the season. He will wait until the season's done to fire him. They will be have a new coach next year. But, I like I said, I think the Cowboys, their their talent as far as their roster will be enough to get by the Carolina Panthers today.
I again, I don't know. Bryce Young is the best quarterback on the field.
Yeah, I mean, Cooper, even if Dak was there, you could still make a case that Bryce Young was a better quarterback on the field. But it's the other stuff. It's the running back that I told you about that's playing way better. It's CeeDee Lamb. It's their tight end. Like they're playing their position wise, their skill positions. They're starting to play a lot better with
Yeah.
Cooper Rush playing. Their skill positions are playing better with Cooper Rush than they were with Dak.
Well, that's a whole other ball of wax. What's next on our docket?
Okay, next. Okay, so Jack does like the Panthers here.
I do.
You like the points here? 2.5
No, just give
money
me them.
line.
Just give me them on the money line because I don't have to get cute. I don't have a real play here.
Okay, all right.
I'm
All
not
right,
really playing this game, but I have to convince, and I just think all the body language I saw from Dallas is that it's not. We're just trying not to get injured out here.
Okay. All right. I like Dallas with the points, getting the 2.5 points. That's at plus 100. The odds are so. Yeah, I'm liking that. I mean, I like Dallas even to win this. So I mean, plus 120, you can make a few extra cents by betting the money line here.
For weeks, all you've done is tell me that how great the Panthers are playing.
Yes, they have been playing a lot better. They have.
They're get rid of 1 week or 2 weeks. Get rid of the Chiefs game if you want. They're playing great football.
Yeah, they're playing
After all,
way better since they benched Bryce Young and brought him back. They have been a competitive and look like an NFL team as opposed to before. They didn't look like an NFL team.
heart and soul broken on a short week. No chance of making the playoffs. That's the Dallas Cowboys credentials right now. Oh, by the way, lame duck coach. I can't see it. I can't see it.
Okay, all right. Well, you like the Panthers. I like Dallas. You like the money line. I like the points and the money line for Dallas. So yeah, we gave you guys what we think. You guys go from there.
Really like Dallas after going to bat for the Panthers for weeks.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. They're just playing. To me, they're just playing. They're playing a lot better ball.
They looked awesome against that Bengals defense.
Even besides the Bengals, like they still look good. Like the last 3 weeks, they have looked good.
Yeah.
And listen, it's hard for me to say anything good about Dallas. All right.
I will take I will take I will take the Raiders over Dallas right now.
Wow. Okay. Well, I'm not going that far. So, all right. Next, we got the crappy ass New York Jets against the Jacksonville Jaguars. Jets are giving 3.5. Over unders 41.5. Jets are at negative 175 money line. Jacksonville's at plus 145 money line. Jack, who do you like here? This is a game that I am not touching. I told you guys the 3 teams that I am not touching anymore this year, and this is one of them.
Actually, this should be an easy bet.
It should be.
I think you're starting to get real good odds, and no one's paying attention to games. Look at man, the Jaguars are come on, don't do that. The Jaguars are not good. They're
Neither
not
are
good.
the Jets.
No. The Jets score points. The Jaguars don't. I mean, the Jaguars
they don't score a lot of points.
The Jaguars.
I have Aaron Rodgers as one of my fantasy quarterbacks, and he has screwed me every week in week out. So bad to where I picked your boy up last week, and he screwed me too.
Who's that?
Your boy Will Levis.
Oh well, listen.
Going up against your wife.
First of all,
you played me there. That's what you did.
What I did say last week, if you guys have been watching my Will Levis prop bets, is that Will was going to go under because he didn't have to score any points against the Jaguars team that doesn't score any points, and he did go under. So I am 6 for 6. Listen, I'm 6 for 6 with the Mayo Man, right? I just, I think the Jets win. I think Aaron Rodgers did look good last week, actually. I understand that they lost, but I mean, he's not Travis Hunter. He doesn't play defense too. Props to the Heisman Trophy winner, by the way. I think the Jaguars are less futile than the Jets. The Jets have more talent. I just think that, the Jets will probably win the rest of their games, maybe. And it kind of looks like a semi-decent season, even though we know what it really was. I like the Jets here, and you're getting value.
Okay.
Look, the Dolphins are way better than the Jaguars, and they went toe-to-toe with the Dolphins last week. So
You really
did.
can't go by that, though. Every time you try to use that logic, you can always find a team that has 1 or 2 wins that plays good against a good team. So I try not to use that logic too much.
Yeah. This
You know,
Jaguar team
that's where you could start really getting in trouble, is when you start using that logic. Well, this team beat this team, and this team beat this team, so this team should win. Yeah, that's where you start running into issues.
Yeah, I get that, but I'll take the Jets, and I think the Jaguars don't have enough talent.
Okay. All right. I'm not, again, I said Jets are one of those teams I am not touching. If I was gonna take this game, I shouldn't even say it because I'm so butthurt on the Jets
Say it.
that I'm just saying I would take Jacksonville in the points to 3.5.
Oh, you're crazy.
Yeah. Listen, I know how bad they're playing, but then I know how many times I won with the Jets once this year. Once. And that was because of a tease.
Mac Jones threw 15 passes to the same guy last week.
You know? So yeah, I mean, is he playing, or is Lawrence gonna play?
Trevor Lawrence is out for the year.
Oh, he is done for the year? I know there was a possibility they were talking about him coming back.
Yeah, no, it's Mac Jones, and he's gonna, if he throws 15 passes to Brian Thomas Jr. again, like, what are we doing here?
Mm-hmm.
Like, no. Bad game, bad plan.
Yeah, even with Mac Jones playing, though, again, I'm not touching this game.
All right, I'll take the Jets. I'll take the Jets.
Okay, now a game that I will be taking. This is a great game right here. Battle of PA. Pittsburgh Steelers against the Philadelphia Eagles. Steelers are getting 5.5. Over under is 43. Steelers are at plus 210 money line, and Philly is at negative 258 money line.
That's how I feel about this game, by the way.
I like it. I like the Steelers getting the 5.5 points. Every week that the Steelers are an underdog, you guys always hear me about Mike Tomlin being, he's not just the best in the last 20 years. He's the best in a generation as far as being an underdog as a coach and winning percentage. So, with that saying, I am going to take the Pittsburgh Steelers with the 5.5 points. I'm staying away from the money line. I'm not saying the Steelers are going to win this. I could easily see this being a field goal game at the end to win by the Eagles.
Yeah, you know what's interesting? So Philadelphia is such an emotional team. I mean, they embody the city, right? I wonder if something. If Jalen Hurts tries to force the ball to AJ Brown, and the Jalen Hurts is not a great anticipation guy, if he tries to force it to him to get him to kind of calm his mouth, and AJ Brown by accident gets lit up by this Pittsburgh secondary, and then he gets really angry thinking Hurts did it on purpose. I know, that could really happen. That's an absolute scenario. Hurts doesn't mean to do it. He's not emotional enough to defend himself. And AJ Brown throws a tirade. By the way, still a football game going on. And Pittsburgh is just gonna keep hitting. Mike Tomlin runs a war machine over there. He's absolutely, thank God he's a football coach, because if he was a general, he'd be taking your country. I'm very serious about it. You don't think so? If he was, imagine if Mike Tomlin was like the head of Poland. Oh my God, he'd have full war country. He'd be like, Romania tomorrow, right? He'd start marching.
Imagine if he was the president of Ukraine. He would have Russia by now. Putin would be his bitch.
Russia's so mad. Part of the argument here is Russia had a contract to store weapons in Ukraine, and now they're like, hey, we'd like to use them. Tomlin would be like, they're ours.
They're ours.
And you're looking around going, well, wait a second, but we rented that area. He'd be like, well, come get them. Oh my God. All right, we got real problems here because he won't let us have our weapons. Mom, we want our weapons. He goes, load them, and now you're in trouble. That's how Tomlin works, by the way, right? He won't give you your weapons back. He's knocking heads off, and he wants it loaded now.
Oh yeah, yep.
So I can't, in good conscience, bet Pittsburgh on the money line. Like you said, that field goal could be coming late, and I can't live with it. But give me Pittsburgh 5.5, and I'll write it down right here. I want the plus 5.5 because when things get shaky in Philadelphia, when things get, because they will in this game, and they're at home. When things get shaky, when those fans start yelling things, it's just going to be Mike Tomlin, like Marvin Hagler, preparing for the Hearns fight in Boston, running in the cold, just screaming, war! War! Like, that's all that guy's going to want. Hit him! That's all he's going to be saying. And you're going to be sitting there going, yeah, I'm not going to get that ball. No.
And
I'm done.
don't you think there's more pressure on the Eagles to win this game than Pittsburgh?
I don't know. I just think that, again, you're talking about a guy that just he's marching an army into your stadium. Like, this would have been the greatest marriage, I thought. He got Todd Bowles. That's great too. Because Todd Bowles, to me, is the Mike Tomlin of the South. But if Pittsburgh Steelers ever got Baker Mayfield, oh man. Because that's how he looks at it. It's our country against your country, and you don't want your country as bad as we're taking it. I'm with the Pittsburgh Steelers 5.5. Place the bet now. And by the way,
guys, just to give you a little a comparison here with Tomlin. Tomlin is a 54% winner when he is an underdog. Now, as a bettor, as a professional bettor, you're wise guys, you're best of the best out there. If you are a 53 to 54% winner, you are known as very good bettor, like ridiculously good. So just to kind of put that in comparisons.
I'm telling you, Tomlin's going to he's the type of batter, right? That the pitcher's having a great game and he's just dragging the bat to the mound. Because what's going to happen? It's just he's Mike Tyson and he's not even putting socks on before the fight. Like that's what Mike Tomlin is, and he just paces the sideline. He gets respect from all his players. His hands, I mean, they're baseball mitts. And Mike Tomlin's for real, and Nick Sirianni and his fake tears might not live to see the end of this one.
Yeah, you got on one hand players that plays for a coach, plays for Tomlin. And then you got, on the other hand, you got a team that is playing and winning in spite of their coach.
I mean, we've seen Rocky 3, right? Mike Tomlin's Clubber Lang.
Yeah.
Give me the nails. I'll do the pull-ups on them. I don't care what I look like afterwards. Like that's what Mike Tomlin is, man.
Okay, so we're both in agreement here. We both like Pittsburgh here.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh getting the 5.5 points. All right, next we got another good game here. We got the Buffalo Bills at the Detroit Lions. Bills are getting 2.5. Over under is 54.5. Bills are at plus 124 money line. Detroit is at negative 148 money line. Now, Jack and I talked about this game briefly before we got on, and we are both opposite sides on this spectrum too on this game. But just to give you guys a little heads up, the Lions are the healthiest they have been in 8 weeks. So, including that D line.
Here's the thing, man. Like it's the battle of the teams, right? It's Sean the Leprechaun McDermott. Look at him closely; he looks like one. versus Dan the Giant Campbell. I mean, that dude is massive. I mean, and how would you guys expect this Irishman to bet? Never on the Giant, always on the Leprechaun. I love Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills because they do the one thing that the Detroit Lions can't do. Not won't, can't. And the Detroit Lions are not good off script. Script works for them. They, like, Dan Campbell constantly dictates. I haven't seen a game where he's had to change things up and when he's dictated to. Josh Allen will be doing the dictating here. Dan Campbell will want to put a jersey on and get out there and try and stop it. He cannot. Jared Goff doesn't do a great job of moving. I think that the one player that we're underestimating or that we've forgotten in this whole, in all of these lineups is Von Miller plays football, guys. He's a freak athlete. Can he do enough to get to Jared Goff? Yeah, I think so. I really do. I just think that there will be enough fire from this Bills team to hand the Lions their second loss of the year. Both losses, by the way, will be at home. Give me the Bills.
Okay. I like the Lions here. I like the Lions for a couple reasons. One of them I already pointed out that they are the healthiest they have been in 8 weeks, and they continue to win throughout those 8 weeks. So I do like them because of that. And I also like them for 2 facts. Is one, Buffalo just got done running a gauntlet of games. A gauntlet of games. Secondly,
what'd they play?
Is Buffalo couldn't practice the last 2 days. They got 30 inches of snow up there. They couldn't do shit. So, with all that being said, I do like Detroit here. This could very well be a Super Bowl preview. This could easily be a Super Bowl preview. So I am really excited for this game. This might be for me. I mean, that's kind of tough. I was going to say the game of the week, but that Pittsburgh and Philadelphia game's awful good too.
No.
So we'll say right. 1A, 1B game of the week.
I think that you're right, because and the reason why this is the game of the week is I think there's more anticipation to see what this is. Right. And yeah, these could both be Super Bowl preview games.
Oh, absolutely.
But it's more likely that it's the Bills and the Lions. I think the Lions are a tremendous team. You're not going to win every single week. The Lions have been treading water a little bit lately. And again,
and that's because of and I don't mean to cut you off, but that's because of their injuries. They were depleted on defense.
Well, it is. Yeah, and when they were the healthiest defense in the league, when they were really healthy defense, their secondary was ranked 25th. So, when my really slow horse is healthy, he doesn't win races. He's a slow horse. And my whole point is that they just don't have the talent on defense. And Hutchinson is gone, so he doesn't fix the problems. If he rushes the passer and gets to him, you don't see how bad the secondary is. That's my point. Right.
Yeah, but he's been gone for a nice chunk of the year already. So
and they've gone 25th side. They've gone from 25th to worse. I mean, they just allow and again, they run the ball fantastically. But if Buffalo didn't have Ed Oliver, which they do, they would have a ton of trouble stopping this Detroit running attack. But I believe that Buffalo will have enough to get this done, and Josh Allen will be driving late, and he'll look like Patrick Mahomes from years ago. You're going to sit there and go, wow, this guy does it too. This guy has come from behind talent and finally a statement victory. That's just
it very well could go that way. Very well. But like I said, I do like the Lions that way. I do like the Lions for those reasons particularly. And two of the main reasons is the gauntlet schedule that the Bills have just got done playing. And I believe this is really the last tough game that they play. Besides their last game which is a divisional matchup. And they're healthy. They're getting a lot of their defense back, which is huge. I mean, Hutchinson, they're not going to get him back, but they're going to rush the quarterback by committee.
Good. I want them to run.
Listen, you can't replace Hutchinson. He's one of the best pass rushers in the league. It's like when Bosa goes down. You can't replace somebody like that. So you have to do it with numbers. You have to do it with scheme.
Yeah.
All right. So Jack does like Jack likes the Buffalo here. I like Detroit here. We both like the point spread. Correct? You like the you like getting 2.5? I don't mind giving 2.5.
No, I want the Bills on the money line.
Okay, all right. All right,
Why
so you like
why
the
even
Bills
play
money
with
line?
why even play with the 2.5 points when you have the better side? That's the kind of way I look at it.
Mhm,
Um,
mhm,
I get what happened. Like everybody watches that Rams game last week. They go, well, if the Rams did that to them, I mean, the Bills didn't run their offense.
Yeah, but you can't do that because look how
No, they
bad
did it.
the Rams look like shit
Done.
against the 49ers. Listen,
No, no,
they still beat us, but
The
they look like garbage against us.
the Bills ran a total of 9 plays for James Cook the week before.
Mhm,
And guess why? I can tell you, because they didn't run their offense. In fact, that was the talk of the media. Oh, McDermott didn't have them prepared, and it didn't really look like they ran a full offense. And but yeah, he did it on purpose. He wanted to see
mhm,
what he can get by with just a quarterback making up plays and scratching the stick into the ground. They lost by 2. He's gonna
mhm,
have a real offense ready to go this week, and Detroit hasn't seen Buffalo in 2 weeks because the
mhm.
Buffalo last week didn't run their offense. This is what I predicted. Rams W, now Bills W. Follow my Ws.
And that's another thing too. I mean, Buffalo did everything they could last week to come back and win that game, and they were right there. That I just see Buffalo having a letdown game here. I really do.
I'm gonna
The
have to
more and more I think about it, the more and more I like Detroit.
I'm lucky I'm close to my bathroom because I have been on fire. If I need water, I could run right to the sink with these
All
games,
right.
these 50-50 games. I'm
All
telling you.
right.
What's next?
All right, next we got the Colts at Denver Broncos. Colts are giving 4.5. Over under is 43.5. Colts are at plus 164. Denver's at negative 198.
Here's your letdown.
Oh yeah? What, you
Yeah,
like Colts here?
the Broncos were exposed, right? We talked about it when we started today. The Broncos were absolutely exposed
Mhm.
because without those interceptions, Jameis Winston was lighting them up.
Mhm.
I think that the Broncos are a good football team. I do think athletically, they're a little average. I
Mhm.
think their scheme is fantastic. I think they work really hard, but athletically, like to have this grand playmaker, I don't think they have one yet. And on the
Okay.
opposite side for the Colts do have a grand playmaker. And I know we don't love Anthony Richardson, and I know that there could be an argument made that when he gets tired, he quits, and he's in the altitude in Denver, and everything should go towards the adult horse in the Bronco and not the young Colts.
Mhm.
But let's be honest here, the line should be a lot higher if the Broncos were what I just painted, right? If it was
Mhm.
the total picture here, the Broncos should be 7-point favorites. They aren't. I'm very concerned why they're not. And if you don't think that maybe Vegas doesn't know, listen, you drive south far enough, you'll find yourself in Vegas from Denver. They know.
Mhm.
I'm taking the
I
Colts with the
Okay.
points.
Okay. Um,
That's where I'm at.
okay. I like Denver. I like Denver because 1, it's at home. I think the point spread is where it's at because Anthony Richardson has been playing a little bit better ball since he came back from his benching. Um, but again, he still is a rookie. I understand Bo Nix is a rookie too, but you got 2 totally different type of coaches here. You got Sean Payton, who is a dog. He is a killer. He is a shark. He smells blood in the water. He will take you out. So for that reason alone, just the coaching by itself, I'm going to go with Denver with this game.
Yeah,
I don't like this game at all because I think it could go either way. But I think when it's all said and done, it's going to be the coaching that's going to win the game. And I think Sean Payton by far is the better coach.
this could be an Anthony Richardson type game, though.
It could be, but don't you think Payton is seasoned enough and a good enough coach that he can adjust his game plan for him?
I don't think his D line is better than the Colts O line. That's the real problem. I think that if you start bullying a D line, they're going to find out real quick. Sean Payton could do whatever he wants. He can scheme whatever he wants. If you don't have the athletes to support the scheme, then what are you?
But the thing is, if they do decide to go against the run, they do have the corners to match up one-on-one with the Colts receivers. And I'll even go with the Denver secondary way more than I'll go with the Colts wide receiver core.
God, it's tough to stick up for that secondary after what I saw.
You're not going to light it up every single week in NFL. You're going to have those glitch games. It happens. It happens to every team. It happens to your best Super Bowl teams. I remember back when the Niners, what was that, 94, played good, got crushed by the Eagles. Charlie Gardner ran for over 200 yards on us. They beat the living shit out of us. We didn't allow another 100-yard rusher for the rest of that year.
I'm not betting this game. The game should be at 7. I'm not betting this game at all. Can't bet it. Won't bet it.
Yeah, I mean, when the spread isn't there when you think it should be there, one of two things happening. It's either A, it's the wise guys are moving it around too much, or B, you feel like you don't have some sort of information that's out there.
Yeah.
And this feels like one of those games we don't have all the information. There's something out there that we're not seeing or not being told.
Yeah, no, I agree.
So,
all right, what's next on our docket?
Next, we got the New England Patriots against the Cardinals. Freaking bastards. Patriots giving 6 points. Are getting 6 points. Over-under's 46. Patriots are at plus 215. Arizona's at negative 265. I told you guys before, I'm not touching the Cardinals for the rest of the year. I'm done with them. With that being said, everything points that the Cardinals should win this. But good old Drake May, huh?
Yeah.
You know, he's been doing these back door covers left and right this year, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I sound like Rain. I sound like Dustin Hoffman and Rain Man.
Yeah.
Yeah. My brother Charlie Babbitt. Yeah.
So a lot of times when it's too good to be true, when you think the Cardinals is the better team, they should cover. Think about what Drake May has been doing with the Patriots with a lot less talent than most teams on that roster. I like the Patriots getting the 6 points here.
I do too. Look at us agreeing, huh?
Look at us! Wow, first game of the year of this week, I think.
The scout that came out this week and said that Drake May has the best rookie tape. I'm starting to lean that way. Drake May is Josh Allen's going to quickly have a rival.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely,
and I think it's that kid from North Carolina. Drake May has what they call get off the bus size. He hasn't even grown the body yet, still baby faced. He can absolutely throw it. And you know, everybody tells you, oh, you're so big. Oh, look how big you are, right? Oh my God, you don't even realize, you know, look how strong you are. You just pick that weight up and it's really easy. Once the guy figures out that he is that guy, you're in trouble. And Drake May is starting to sit there and throw routes and gun it in there and go, wow, look at me. That was a he didn't even come close to that ball. And I'm telling you, when the elephant decides that he can tear down the circus, you know what they do with baby elephants, right? They tie baby elephants to the pole, not to hurt them, but just so that they get in their brain that they can't break and they don't think that they're so big. So the first time that an adult elephant knocks things over, it's complete and total. It stops and it's complete and total surprise because it thinks that it's this baby elephant in its brain. That's a little fun fact for you guys. Drake May is a baby elephant, and he's starting to figure out that all these routes he can throw, all of them, and that everybody's like, well, you might not translate to the NFL. He's like, baby, I'm here. I'm taking Drake May. I can't bet against the guy. I'm not betting against him. Done.
Yeah. Yeah, I do. I like Drake May too. Anybody that's listened to our podcast knows I was banging on the drum for Drake May throughout the whole draft process. I thought he was the best quarterback coming out. I really liked him. I had to give second thoughts though. First half of the season with the way Jalen Daniels was playing, like he was playing freaking lights out,
Yeah.
like unreal, unlike a rookie that I've ever seen in my life. So I took reservation. I'm like, all right, maybe this guy Jalen Daniels is going to be the best quarterback in this class. I never thought in a million years that Caleb Williams was going to be. I always said I thought it was going to be Drake May, and he's starting to prove me right.
Yeah, he looks great.
Yeah.
All right, we gotta
All right.
move. We gotta move.
Yes, we do. Next, we got your Tampa Bay Buccaneers against my LA Chargers. Bucks are getting 3 over-unders 46. Bucks are at plus 120. Chargers are at negative 142.
I think this
Jack,
game
you already know which way I'm leaning here.
I'm leaning the same way.
Towards the Chargers?
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. Okay.
It's just math. I don't mean to hurt you guys' feelings, but the Bucks are 3-0 after the bye. Right? They just took the division lead again.
Mm-hmm.
The Chargers have a better offensive line.
And they have the number 1 defense in the league, by the way. After last week, they have the number 1 defense.
Yeah, Mike Evans is semi-back. Tampa Bay is fine, but they're not crazy good. And no Antoine Winfield. I mean, Mayfield will have a good game. He's had a good year. The Chargers defense, I guess I've seen nothing from them. I'm just saying,
statistically, they're the number 1 defense in the league.
I saw Joe Burrow turn into Batman against them. I mean, it was pretty bad. No, but
again, you're talking about Burrow and Chase. Like you're talking about 2 generational talents. You know,
well, yeah,
like you have to give a little leeway when you're coming up against a good quarterback wide receiver combo, just a little bit.
Okay, well, we're doing that today because Mayfield's the second best quarterback in the league currently. I'm just talking stats, right?
Yeah,
and he's got arguably a top 20 wide receiver all time in Mike Evans.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
So as long as
their tight end Otto is really good.
I believe the Chargers get the ball last and they kick a field goal to win the game. Okay. I think this is dead on what it should be. It's not a no sweat bet, but I do believe that 3-1 sounds more appropriate for the Bucks after a bye than 4-0. So I will take the Chargers because I like money and the Buccaneers do not pay my electric bill. Maybe they pay yours.
They do not pay mine. You know, if anything,
I'm not stupid.
They plunder me more than anything.
No, but I'm not stupid. I'm not going to sit here and sit there and go, well, I think that this team's going to go 15-0. That's great. Give me your hammer and let me see that head of yours.
All right, so Jack and I both like the Chargers here.
Yeah.
All right. Next, we got the Sunday night game. We got the Green Bay Packers at the Seattle Seahawks. Packers are giving 2.5. Over under is 46.5. Money line is negative 142. Seattle's at plus 120. I like the Packers here. I think we're going to see the old Geno again in this game, where he's trying to do too much, and that turns around to bite him in the back end. The Green Bay is still one of the better teams in the NFC. So yeah, with all that being said, I'm going with Green Bay there.
So easy. This is my, this is my bet your house, baby. This is it. Bet the farm on this game. I have so many check marks next to the Green Bay Packers. I've run out of paper. I think they're the better team. I think that they obviously have the more experienced coach, but I think LaFleur has proven this year that he can just punch people, and they're going to have to deal with it. I know that Seattle to me is a little bit like Philadelphia, right? They're the Philadelphia of the West. They get on rolls, and then all of a sudden, what kind of team is that? Or they kick some field goals or whatever. You beat up on the Cardinals twice. You want me to believe in you? I can't. I won't do that. Don't ask me to.
Yeah,
I'm not going to do that. I think that Jordan Love is bona fide. I think that Josh Jacobs is, but Charbonnet, stop that. Jacobs is a monster.
Yeah.
Jacobs is a real dude. And I know that you shouldn't pay running backs. Well, keep doing that. It's a really good idea, guys.
Yeah. You see what happens when you don't pay a running back and he goes to another team. New York Giants.
Tennessee Titans.
Yeah. Two teams right there. We gave you two examples, two prime
How
examples.
about a third? Would you like a third
your
example?
running backs? What's that?
How about a third example? Raiders. Ha! We did it. We came right back to this game, right? I mean, if you don't want to pay a guy that tires out the linebacker and makes your quarterback's job easier, then don't pay him. But I ain't watching.
Yeah, exactly. I do like Green Bay here. Green Bay proved to me that they could win in multiple ways. They've won running the ball, they've won passing the ball, and they've won by blocking a field goal on special teams. So they've won three different ways. So to me, I like that. I like that a lot. They're not dependent on just either the pass game or the run game. They could do either. So I really do like Green Bay here. I like them a lot. 2.5 points to me, that's not even enough. So I'll take the 2.5 points all day.
This is a game where you could take the 2.5 points. I don't mind it. I just don't like playing with Seattle because the different team shows up all the time. But yeah, that's good.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
All right, what we got next? 12:30
Monday night game. We got the divisional matchup. We got the Chicago Bears at the Minnesota Vikings. Bears are getting 6.5 points. Over under is 44. Money lines plus 245. Minnesota's at negative 205. 6.5 points is a lot for a division game.
I shouldn't want to. Listen. Here's where conspiracy theory me comes out a little bit. Look at man. I know Sam Darnold's great.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's been playing lights out this year. I mean, you guys could say what you want about Darnold in his other stops and how he's played, but let's call it a spade a spade. The way he's been playing this year, he's been one of the top quarterbacks in the league. One of them, not the best quarterback, not the top best quarterback, but one of them.
Yeah. Do you know who Harley Race is, right?
Yes.
Do you?
Yes.
Yeah, but nobody else does. Harley Race, for those of you that are listening, was one of the greatest territorial wrestlers of all time.
Mm-hmm.
Was he asked to be a member in the WWF? No, because Harley Race was a little boring. He couldn't sell the brand. He couldn't sell the product. He is Sam Darnold.
Mm-hmm.
And I understand that he's got a good arm. He's got all these great things, but I think you need to be able to sell the product and sell the NFL. And at the end of the day, that's Caleb Williams.
Mm-hmm.
Caleb Williams is Hulk Hogan. Caleb Williams is Roddy Piper. Caleb Williams is Macho Man Randy Savage. He understands branding. He understands the Bears. He does need a little bit of coaching help, but at the end of the day, maybe, just maybe, he gets a little bit of help from the NFL. Oh, you can't say that. But I think it probably happens. I'll take the Bears getting 6.5, and if my hand gets bit again, I will stay out of that cave.
All right. For me, 6.5 is a lot.
Take the points. Come on with me. I'll tell you what. Don't take the 6.5. Go alternate spread, baby. Go 7.5. Come on. We don't have to worry about touchdown at the end of the game. Dude, I rock these 6.5s. I bet 7.5, and I'm just dancing. That's all I'm doing. I'm dancing.
All right, you guys know what I told you guys before, that I would give you guys a parlay.
Uh-oh.
All right.
I gotta get my fantasy line set up.
My parlay is Washington Commanders, Green Bay Packers, and Minnesota Vikings.
Ooh.
3-team parlay. If you guys really want to get a little fancy and throw a 4th team in there, it's pretty much a no-brainer. But with the odds there, it's not going to go up too much. Would be the Ravens to throw a 4th team in there, give you a little bit better odds, but it's not going to go up too much because of the negative 1,800 money line that they're at right now. So take a money line in all 4 of those games and walk away with some money.
All right, I like it.
So that is my. I gave you one parlay and I gave you one tease today.
Love it.
The tease I gave you, don't forget the tease I gave you. I give you Cincinnati Bengals, tease it down to a pick 'em with the Bengals, and tease the over-under down to 40.5.
All right, I love it. All right, we got one more Monday night
We
game.
got one game. Or sorry, we got 2 games, buddy.
What we got?
One
No,
more. Yeah, we got the not too early Thursday
Oh
night.
yeah, you're right. Go ahead.
We got the second Monday night game. We got Atlanta Falcons at Las Vegas Raiders. Falcons are giving 5.5. Over-unders 44.5. Money lines -270 for the Falcons. Money line for the Raiders is plus 220.
So easy. So easy.
You would think it's so easy.
Oh, it's because it is. Because the Raiders are just like the Giants. The Raiders do not want to win football games. This is so easy, and it looks like it's really tough. And yeah, but the Falcons aren't any good. That's not true. That's actually not true. It's not that the
Falcons are good against bad teams. Falcons aren't good against good teams.
And they're getting no odds.
Look at Kirk Cousins' stats. His stats are good against those below 500 teams.
And they're getting no odds.
Above 500, forget about it.
Take the Falcons on the money line and don't even watch the game.
I agree 100%.
It's so easy. And by the way, I'm the guy that told you the Bucs are going to lose and the Falcons are going to win. And if that happens, they are tied for the division lead with it going to the Falcons currently with many weeks to go. I'm just saying that that's going to get tied up again, and I can feel it. I can feel it. Just do that, right? Nike says it. Stache says it.
Do it.
Bet those Falcons. Just do it.
All right. Our last game for today. We got the, excuse me, way too early Thursday night game pick. It's Denver Broncos out at LA Chargers. Broncos are getting 3 points. Over under is 42. Broncos are at plus 130 money line. Chargers are at -155 money line. Jack,
all right, so
who do you like here? You already know probably who I'm leaning towards.
Listen, we like the Broncos to win today, but we don't like the Broncos to dominate today. That's me. I'm just gonna, if you close your eyes, you're like, the Broncos had a nice year, blah, 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 all that good stuff. Yeah, they don't have Justin Herbert. So I like the better talent, the more experienced player. If the coaches are equal, I will take the talent on the field. So I'll take the Chargers on Thursday night.
I feel the same way.
I
feel the exact same way. I like the Chargers here. You guys all know how I feel about Harbaugh. And for all of you guys that do listen to our podcast and you guys hear all the smack that Jack talks on Herbert, all the smack he talks on him, he hasn't thrown an interception in 11 games.
That's because I've smacked him. I jumped. He's 6'5", and I smacked him, and now he's finally not throwing any. No, look at it. He's having a great year. I just don't think he has enough talent around him. It's pretty simple. But he's got more talent than anybody on Denver, and I just think Denver's about to run out of gas.
As far as coaching matchups, this might be one of the better ones.
It's the toughest division in football.
You got Harbaugh going against Sean Payton. Like, you gotta love that coaching matchup. That's a chess match right there. Like, if you guys like chess, I like chess. If you guys like chess, this is a game. This is a game that's going to go back and forth. One person moves a pawn here, and then you'll see a rook moved over here. Somebody moves a king over here, then you see a knight moved over here. It's going to be a very, very interesting game, and I can't wait.
I like ping pong.
I know you do. I call it ping pong. You call it table tennis. You try to make it sound professional.
It's tennis on a table. I know it.
It's Jack bet on tennis. No, he bet on ping pong, table tennis.
Let me find out what that guy's last name is that I bet on last night. I still can't say it. Hold on. I'm going to go to finish bets. SR. I'm not joking. By the way, you think I'm joking? I am not. SR. Those are his initials. Bahmidapi. BHAMIDIPATY. He's like a Saudi Irishman, is what I bet on. Bahmipati. That's what I bet on. And I won, so I don't care. I bet on a table tennis Saudi Irishman and didn't think about it. This is really great. My wife entered the room and found out that I'm betting on table tennis now. We're gonna have quite the
you guys are gonna have quite a
conversation.
nice talk after this podcast.
If she never watches the podcast, this is a fantastic way to get her to comment. Oh my I'm in so much trouble. All right. I think we should probably end it there because I might be ended soon as well. I don't know what you're laughing at. You think that I'm lying to you. I'm not.
No, I don't. Guys, in case you guys don't know, Jack, me, Crystal, we have known each other for quite a few years. I started out at Outback as a server and eventually moved up to a shift leader and a manager. And Jack and Crystal was two of my best servers that I had. But they always like to do things their way.
Yeah.
So I know these two very, very well. And when Jack says he's in trouble by Crystal, we all know he's in trouble by Crystal. Crystal might be cool, but she'll only take so much.
Yeah. All right.
All right, guys. As always, we greatly appreciate everybody showing up. We appreciate the love. Guys, don't forget, drop your comments. This is the first week in probably about 3-4 weeks that we haven't had one comment drop during our podcast. So, guys, don't be afraid to drop your comments in, drop your questions in. Remember, check us out over on YouTube, Old Gamer GK, Fantasy Farm Sports, all one word. Yeah, we greatly appreciate, guys. We are up to 2,270 subscribers over on Old Gamer GK Entertainment. Our gaming videos are doing good. Our podcast videos are knocking it out of the park. By the way, 2,400 views last week, Jack. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. That's just on YouTube. We had another couple hundred on Facebook. So, all
right.
We're getting the word out there, Jack. We are growing.
I am Jack Stache, and I am dead. I just got the note. No, that's what. Look at.
Oh yeah, you got the note.
Yeah, it says it right here. You are dead. All right,
so, guys, listen. If you guys want to drop in your comment, leave your resume. If you guys want to pick up where Jack is, because he's not going to be around anymore. So I need another partner for the podcast.
Table tennis does me in again. I won that. Guys, I'm Jack Stache, Fantasy Farm.
Like what you see, hit that follow button. You guys want to support the channel, hit that sub button, drop a comment, guys, and be excellent to each other.
Love you all. See you next week, hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully.